Alright, hello. I have something quite neat to share. Um, well, I guess you could tell already from here. So, if I actually show you exactly what the game would look like in the gameplay state, Guitar Hero 3. Yep. And what is special about this? When you could just play, Guitar Hero 3, just go and download Guitar Hero 3 and play it. Anyone could do that, right? As long as they have a computer. Well, there's a slight difference to this game and that, or at least what I'm making in that, and or I guess there's a lot of differences, but the main difference is this game is going to be ran in the browser. It's running in the browser. It's not complete, it's still a work in progress. There's some bugs and there's some things that need improvement, but overall, it's Guitar Hero 3, at least bare minimum. So right now, Bot is going to be playing the song for me. I have a bot. Just turn that down. There we go. So hopefully you can hear me. Yeah. Make sure to turn down just a little bit more. Okay, so right here, my bot is currently playing the song, and as you can see, the multiplier works. Star power notes show up. Star power bulbs are active. Everything works. Also, the bot automatically activates star power when it has enough, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, the multiplier works. The score works. Rock meter works. So if I disable the bot real quick, you'll see that. Well, what I mean by the stuff working. The rock meter is going down. I missed my streak, so my multiplier goes down, and then that comes back up. And then if the star power is automatically active and you hit another star power phrase, like this one right here. Oh, well, star power wasn't active. It will add to the star power duration, which is pretty cool. Just like I guess it's just like Guitar Hero 3, crazy, right? Basically, it's just Guitar Hero 3. All the mechanics are quite similar. Besides, of course, hit detection. Don't really know how they implemented that or how they got it to work, but mine's just a basic hit detection implementation, which is it's okay. It's not very good though. If you played Clone Hero, it's quite worse. It's a lot worse than that, but not completely terrible. At least for a browser game. Maybe it's even worse than if you played FGH before, but I don't know. Um, but yeah. Anyways, everything's working for it. Everything's like strumming, hopos, taps. Oh, oh wow! I just realized I forgot to implement open notes. Okay, well that's gonna be on my next list. The list to do next after that. There's a few things missing here. And I guess you can kind of notice that. Well, the first thing I just said is open notes. I totally forgot to implement those. Gonna have to go back and implement those. But then another thing that I didn't forget, I just been holding back on doing, is implementing sustain notes. I just can't figure out how to import the sustain asset, since it's just like a tiny rectangle asset, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna put that on a material, then put that on a object, or how to make it as a sprite and stretch it out, make it the sustain that it's supposed to be. Because I'm using an engine called Playcanvas. It's a little bit different, or it's a lot different than like Unity or Unreal and all those other ones. It's a little bit different since it's the browser engine. I'm making this in the browser using a browser engine, so it's a little bit more difficult. But as you can see here, everything does work. At least the stuff that I implemented currently. The things that are missing are sustain, open, and then as you can see here, there's no note streak counter here. Haven't implemented that either, because it's gonna be a little hard. I hope you can still hear me. Hopefully the song's not too loud. I don't think so. It's probably quiet, but the song's not important really. But so Um, yeah, I haven't implemented the score streak counter because that's also going to be a little bit of a pain because it has a little animation when it pops up, which I don't think that will be hard necessarily. But I think the thing that will be hard is actually adding the note counter itself and rendering the numbers, because as the score right here is being rendered by with each its own individual sprite. It's not a font. It's a these are each note, each letter or digit is its own sprite. No, because the font that GH uses is not actually a font. It's a PNG or a JPEG. Actually, it's a DDF file, but when converting and importing into this engine, it converts it into a PNG. And I still have to crop out each letter and each digit so I could just put them on their own sprite with different frames. So I have just one sprite with 10 frames, and each frame is 0 to 9. So frame 1 is 0 all the way to 9, and then it just clones it for each digit. So for the first digit, it doesn't have to clone it. For the second digit, it clones it and moves it over. Same thing with third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, however many digits that needs. It will just keep doing that. So I have to do that. But then what makes that difficult for the note streak counter is that I have to not only do I have to change the note, or not the note. I don't know why I keep saying note. Not only do I have to change the number on the digit, but I have to do like a little animation of it going up and fading in when it changes, because it has to fade out, then go down, fade in, go back up, right? Or whatever the animation is. I don't even know, but yeah, I have to do that animation. Then I have to add the note drum to actually show up, and I thought that was going to take quite a long time. So that's kind of low on priority. And then another thing I want to implement is um a good menu, right? So like you could play, so you can select your own songs. I want a good menu. I want to have a menu so you can go to, so when you click quick play or whatever and click play, it will have all GH3 songs already in the game. So you don't have to import. If you don't have any songs, you can just play the game with GH3 songs. Since this is a GH clone, it's not 101, but it's a GH3 clone for the browser. So you play in the browser, and I mainly made that because I I mainly made this because I was in high school when I started making a Guitar Hero clone. Um, all my previous Guitar Hero clone, it worked. I could play it, and like I showed my friends and all that. They thought it was pretty cool. They wanted to play and stuff too, but I didn't really like how it looked asset wise because I didn't know how to import stuff in and how to get the assets all looking how I do right now. But and I still don't know how to make them good because I'm new to engine and game making and whatever game development. So I'm not sure how to do this exactly. But that previous game I made, you know, it was okay. But now not in high school anymore. But I decided to come back to it because my siblings are still in high school, and anybody else that is in school or doesn't have access to a computer that can run Clone Hero, or I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, I guess if you just don't have a computer in general, because or Android phone, because it only runs, I think, Linux, Windows, and Android, if I'm not mistaken. I think those are the only ones it runs on. Linux, Windows, Android, oh, and Mac too, but I'm not entirely sure what it runs on. I forgot, but I only use a Windows computer for gaming reasons and homework for class. But yeah, that's kind of why I made it. So if it gets unblocked, like if say my siblings play it, it gets blocked by the school, I could just change the domain or host it on a different server, whatever. So it's not blocked anymore. But I guess if yeah, whatever, I could do that, right? And then so they could play something, right? Because they don't really have many stuff to play because everything's blocked. The school was very strict. Used to not be when they first got them, but then they started getting super strict from reasons. Um, and then another thing is, I just think it's fun to make this, and I thought it would be a challenge. So that's mainly why I did that. Um, but things I want to implement, and actually, let me start this up again, just so you can have something in the background than just me talking. Um, so a few things I want to add is, of course, I said this with a menu, good menu. So you click play, shows all the songs. You can go up and down, and select them. I want to add options to like change anything you want. So basically, but this some of the stuff will be later. Some of the stuff will be hopefully soon. But anyways, all these some stuff I want to add is customization for each note, so you can customize each different note for each color. Customize the asset entirely, which this might not happen for a long time because it seems like it's going to be harder and a slow. I mean, I just want the game to work. I don't really care about customization all that much right now. I do want to add it later though. Then I want to add custom options for keybinds because right now it's just hard coded. And then I want to add multiplayer, which that's also going to be in the future because that's going to take a while. I think I'm going to have to change the game quite a bit to be able to do that. And then I also want to add an option to select a song folder so you could use your own custom downloaded songs. And then I wanted to memorize it, although I don't know how the JavaScript API works for the JavaScript file API. I mean, I kind of do, but not really. I know how to read a folder and get the files from the folder, and that's about it. I don't know how I can make it so it remembers the folder when you go back to the website, remembers the files that you selected, so it reads them easier and quicker, and that stuff, and how to cache everything. I mean, I know there's local storage and cookies and stuff like that, but I don't want to use cookies because that's just weird. And then local storage, I don't know how much stuff you can shove in local storage. If you can shove in files and stuff. But yeah, okay. So that's another thing I need to add, which won't be, which will hopefully be soon. I kind of do want to add all that stuff in pretty soon, so it's not just loading up into a preloaded chart file and song. I'm also gonna have to add in a MIDI to chart converter inside it so it can read MIDI files and some other file types that might be used. But right now it only reads .chart files. And then I think that'll basically be it for the game. I mean, it'll be a very much playable game once I get a menu and all that stuff, and then I could work on other things that are less important. Oh yeah, I also will add lyrics too later, and custom backgrounds and custom highways because I still have yet to add those in. But that's gonna be later. Again, customization stuff is gonna be much later. Not keybinds. No, keybinds might come first before any kind of any other customization. But yeah, well, yes. So I mean, I guess that's basically it. I just love watching this play for some reason. Just admiring the work. Okay. I guess I'll show you. Oh, lag. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of show you how it's made a little bit. Let's see how much time we got on this. 14 minutes. Right. So here's the code for how it works. So this is a long This is the main file that renders all the notes, does all the hit detection checking, basically everything that you see happen on the screen is this file, which which is probably bad for this and terrible to read and terrible to look at, terrible to maintain. Um, Yandere dev type code, you know what I mean? I'm just kidding. Or maybe not really, because I'm not very good at game development, so it's maybe like Yandere dev code, you know? I don't know why. I know it's pretty bad to have a lot of stuff with update functions and having a lot of code in a single file. Maybe I should split them up. I do have a few, and then okay, yeah, and then here's the chart loader that I use. And the chart loader is by yours truly, me. Yeah, took me quite a while to make this. A lot of math was involved. Not like very complicated math, but annoying math nonetheless. As you can see here, this is like some of the math that I had to use and logic. Not very fun logic. Maybe I should have commented some of my code so I could read or remember and read this, because I made this chart loader a while ago for my old Guitar Hero clone, which it works pretty well, I think. Oh, it also has the note colors from 0 to 1, which I which is pretty cool too, I think. So you could convert this to note colors between 0 to 255 if you wanted to. That if you need note color for some reason. Yeah, but that's the chart loader. It has, and then basically how it works is it has a class for the song audio. So each song or audio file has a song audio, is a song audio object. And then you also have the main song class, which gets stored inside the chart file using each note, which is right here, which gets stored in the chart. Actually, the song gets stored in the chart object. And then you also have the parser, and then you have the chart, the actual chart reader. And then I can show you how to use this if I go back to my old code, because I haven't really used the chart loader in a while. So if I go to UI.js and I go find where the chart reader is, right here. So basically what you do is you create a new chart reader, right? And this is where it will read the chart. It's like file reader, basically, the JavaScript file reader, kind of. Not really. But anyways, you create a new chart reader, and then you use that chart reader, and you call that read chart file. And this is a it returns a promise, so you got to use await. And that promise contains the chart object that I was talking about earlier. So, and then once you call read chart file, it takes one argument, and that is the actual chart file. In this case, it uses the chart file from the JavaScript file API, and it takes in a JavaScript file object. So, and then once you do that, it should read the chart file and parse it up and store all the notes and whatnot. And then once you do that, you set the song property of the chart, because it doesn't know any songs yet. You set the song property equal to the new song. So and the song accepts 4 arguments, and that is the song file, guitar file, drums file, and the rhythm file. In each, you don't need all of them. You could just have the song file. You could just have the guitar file. So this will be set to null. This will be set to the guitar file. This will be set to null if you only have the guitar file. You only need one. One of these could be any. The rest will just have to be set to null. But that's the order it goes in. It goes in song, guitar, drums, rhythm. But yeah, so that's basically it for that. So you just put the files inside the song class, the song constructor, and then you call a dot load audio. And what that does is it reads each song file and makes the corresponding um, JavaScript audio classes and functions and whatnot, so it could actually play it. But this doesn't actually play it. It just, as I said, loads the audio, and then that returns the song object again. So you could just, and it also returns a promise of the song object again, because it takes time to load the audio. So you'll have to call. So you could just do it like this, how I have it here. Is do just straight up load audio after you're constructing it, and then call await, and that will, because this automatically returns the song as a promise. So, but when you use the await, then it just waits for this to finish and then stores it in here. So I think that's pretty neat. So you can just like that, makes the code a little bit cleaner, I think. And then you're basically done. So this chart is basically loaded. You're basically done. Then you'll have to do other stuff to like render the notes on your own. That's just a chart loader. And then to actually play the audio from the chart, you just call chart.playAudio, and that will start the audio and it'll just start playing it right as soon as you call it. So you usually want to do that after each note is spawned, after all the notes are spawned, since spawning notes takes a little while. Um, and each of the notes are stored in somewhere here. Chart.notes. Yeah, each of the notes are stored in chart.notes. And if I could show you, it's just a little bit difficult, but each note, which chart.notes, if you loop through each note, it has a type, and the type could be star power, or it could be a no, because star power is the star power phrase. Uh, it's yeah. Star power is the star power phrase. It's the start of the star power phrase. So every time you encounter star power note, so to speak, it's just the start of the phrase. Because every note after that initial star power note, it's not, the type is just a regular note. Because inside that first star power note, it contains the duration of the star power frame of star power phrase. So you'll have to do some math to figure out each note that contains or each note that is a star power note. So you'll have to do some math on that, which it gets stored in the note length. Um, so yeah, that's basically how I did that. Which maybe I could do it some other way. Maybe I could automatically do the conversion for you, but and actually, now that I think about it, I did do that in the newer chart loader. If I go here, because I did modify this one a little bit. Because now, if I look for it somewhere around here, yeah. Let me go to the chart real quick. So yeah, okay. So now that you can see here, here's all the information about each chart and the chart. And actually, it's not in there. It's actually in the note. So yeah, each note now, in this update version now, it has a is SP, so you can just use that now. So you don't have to do math anymore. So you might want to just so you probably wouldn't have to really care about the note type anymore, really, since the star power type is also a note as well. It contains the note that should be displayed and the phrase of how long the phrase is inside one note. Now that I think about it, this might have a bug in it. Not entirely sure. Hmm. Because how would it work if a star power note was also a sustain note? Huh. That is interesting. I'll have to look at that. But anyways, yeah, if you want to use a chart loader, um, you could go to my Playcanvas, which is actually it's the engine I use. It's called Playcanvas. It's a website. You could go to my account, which is if I go to my account. Oh my god, I clicked the docs. If you go to my account, is the boy 619, just like my name on this channel. And then you go to my projects, and it's called JS Clone version 0.2.2, and it's the only one with the actual icon, so you'll be able to find it because the version number might change if you're watching this later. But yeah, this has everything. I'll post updates on on this dev here because Canvas has Playcanvas has dev logs. I guess every time you publish a new version, you could submit what you changed or what progress you made or whatnot. But yeah, if you want to go to it, you can open it up, go to the scripts folder, and then it should be called chartloader.js, and it should contain everything that I just went over. And if you need help using it, just holler at me, whatnot. I'll help you with it if you really want to. And also, if anybody does want to, if they want to help the development of this, I'll be happy to add people to it. Because right now, the only person working on it is me. Also, that's weird. Huh. Might have to fix that. Oh, that's later. Oh, that too. Why is everything not lined up correctly? I mean, the frets make sense that's not lined up, but this stuff is not lined up correctly. It renders correctly, but it's just I guess that's what happens when you go to the camera perspective and line stuff up that way. Oh well. It's not a big deal. Anyways, yeah, if anybody wants to help, I'll be happy to add people to it. Because one thing is, I don't know how to get these assets to look good. And I don't know if I'm doing anything right. Which, I guess it's like whatever, but still. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.